Now it's my great pleasure to introduce Aida Murad, who's been a fantastic contributor to this whole summit, moderating a couple of panels and doing a lot of work on partnerships in the background. Aida was raised in Jordan. She now lives in LA, and she asks the question, how is your heart? She works on building social enterprises in education, fashion, food, technology, and she coaches entrepreneurs on founder well-being. She's also an incredible artist, and she's now working on building a systems approach in the US to help to solve the mental health crisis. It's a tremendous pleasure to welcome Aida Murad to the Never Alone Summit. Aida, it's great to see you.
It's so good to be here. Cassie, I'm so excited to be here. I even sprayed perfume, though no one can smell me. But
Oh, that's great. Oh, it's so good to hear from you.
so I'm going to speak from my heart, and because that's the only place we can speak from, or I choose to speak from. And what's alive is that concept that at the end of the day, everyone just wants to feel seen, heard, and loved. And with that knowing, I was asking myself, what am I most afraid of? And the honest answer was me. I was so afraid to share me with the world because I was afraid they wouldn't embrace me and that I wouldn't be received with love. So I've been doing a lot and I've tried to kind of play small and mold myself to be in boxes that just didn't fit me. So with that unlearning, I want to share two stories. So one was from a previous love who told me, Aida, I'm going to love you when you're mad, when you're sad, when you're feeling dark, when you're feeling happy. I'm going to love the spectrum of you. And even though those words are very simple, for me, they were life changing because I never received that. Society really teaches us to conditional love. There's always a but, a maybe, or an and. And even though he didn't stick around in my life, I learned a very important lesson that I need to love me first and embrace me first. So, part of that welcoming process, and it's something that I have to learn and teach every single day, teach myself. And one way I do that is through art, because it's a hard process. It takes courage to walk in life every day and saying, I'm here. And this is all of me, not part of me, all of me. So, the second story I'll share is around art and how I got into it. So, a couple of years ago, I was semi paralyzed due to a severe autoimmune disease. And I remember that day when the doctor told me that I'm likely never going to use my hands again. And I remember going home and I was so broken and ashamed of my situation and feeling hopeless. And I remember asking myself, what is the point? And was sitting with that for a while. I tuned in and I just heard this voice saying, Haida, look at your fingers. No one has your fingerprint. And it was such a simple realization, right? But it was also life changing for me. So, with that, and knowing that I didn't really have safe spaces to share fully my brokenness, what I was feeling, I just turned to art as a form of healing and I paint only with my fingers. And I want to share 5 lessons that I've learned from art. One is you can create only authentically from your heart, not from your mind. Two, in order to create authentically, you need to feel safe. And three, the way to feel safe is really to embrace that spectrum of you. And when you think of art, there's nothing too dark or too light. It's subjective. And that's the leads me to the fourth point of you cannot please everyone. I did that mistake of trying to have everyone like my art. And what happened is I ended up creating nothing because I can't please everyone, but I can be seen, heard, and loved by the right people. And that starts always first with me. And the final lesson I learned from it was the concept of reinvention and curiosity. There are so many layers of infinity within me. And each collection that I've had about 11 exhibits, and has been so different. And I was so kind of confused about that before, because I'm like, but wait, I'm this type of Ida, and now I'm a this different type. And I just started embracing that spectrum of me as well. So as you carry on with life, and if you ever reach points of doubt of what is your value or what is the point, just remember you have unique fingerprints that no one else has in this world. And I hope you hear this point, that in order to be seen, heard, and loved, you need to first see, hear, and love you. Love from you, through you, for you. Be so full that you're overflowing to share with the world. So just let's take a moment to breathe those 3 sentences of you are magic, you are beautiful, and there's so much more to come. Trust the process. Thank you.
Thank you, Ida. It's once again a lovely message of art, healing, and really expressing with your creativity. I think I really loved when you talked about creating safe spaces with art. Art definitely heals. So coming up next is